Hi readers, I'm Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper, or if this is your first time here, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Take a look around. Get to know me a little bit through the videos that I've already posted, and certainly comment so I can get to know you too. Happy to get to know new subscribers, and I've had a lot of them lately, maybe about quarantine and people have more time on their hands to watch YouTube videos. So today is not about books, it's about bookish things that I love and that I really need in my house. This is a video I've thought about filming for a while and just been thinking about what things that I really love the most and that I kind of have to always have in my bookish life. So let's get started with those. One of the first ones I'm going to need while filming this video, and this is a new acquisition from me. This is a new set of reading glasses that I just ordered, and they are to prevent screen fatigue. I am a person who's on the computer a lot. I'm on the computer a lot for work. I'm on the phone sometimes for work with clients, trying to find resources and things to text them. I get a lot of screen fatigue recently. And I also, this is a very personal revelation, but I also have a cataract in both eyes forming. This one is slightly more advanced than this one. They're not very far advanced at all, so they're not needing to be removed anytime soon. And yet I think that they might be affected by the screen time that I am on. And so the challenge is, if I'm on the computer all day and then I want to read an ebook at night, then I'm on the screen at night. And so I discovered these on Amazon. I'll link the name of the product below. There were 5 or 6 in the package and they were about $15 as I recall. And they have this special, which you may be able to see, I don't know, they have this special filter that filters out the blue light from the screen. So if you're a person who reads a lot of ebooks, this may be a godsend for you. The pairs that I received, though, just FYI, in the link below, are reading glasses, because I also wanted to have them as reading glasses, because you might notice I always have a lot of different glasses on, and they're typically not all my prescription glasses that I wear. I wear bifocals as prescription, and I wear readers for every day typically, because my biggest issue with my vision is nearsightedness. So I can't see far. So I wear my other glasses for driving, but during the day, I don't have to see far, but I do have to see to read. So I wear these a lot. I really like them. I've had them for a few days. I got multiple colors, and my partner wears them too. So she's able to wear them. We keep a basket of them on the counter in the kitchen, and I just really enjoy them. So I really recommend them so far. I have had fewer headaches since I started wearing them, and they just feel, I don't know, everything just feels a little softer when I have them on. The next product, and I'll link this below as well, is a Plantronics Bluetooth earbud, that I call it an earbud, I don't suppose they call it that hooks onto your ear, and then you put this, of course, inside of your ear, and the speaker, if you're using it for your phone, is here. So I do use it to coach clients. I also use it, though, to listen to audiobooks, and those of you who've been watching my channel know I listen to a lot of audiobooks. This one is a blessing to me. I figured out this particular product because another booktuber that I adore, who's a friend of mine, Sarah Swan from Sarah's Nightstand, recommended it. She uses it as well. This is my second one. First one didn't break. I lost it. It fell behind my desk. I didn't realize it. Couldn't find it for months. Found it. Had already purchased a replacement. Gave it to my daughter's partner, so he has it now, but I really enjoy it, and I couldn't function without it, because I'm not an audiobook reader that can sit still for long periods of time and listen, because I'll go to sleep. It's just like somebody reading me a bedtime story. I'm out. But if I'm cleaning, if I'm putting stuff away, decluttering, if I'm getting ready for work in the morning, I usually listen when I'm putting makeup on, doing my hair, different things. Perfect time for me to do that. Mopping floors is a big, big, big chore for me that is made more gentle by listening to a book. And folding laundry is another one. Just anything you can really, I walk with it, I run with it. When I used to run, I just adore it. So I highly recommend this too. And it was not expensive, but you'll see when you click on the link below. Another bookish thing I can't live without is a BookLight. So on the nights that I want to unplug before I go to sleep, which is important for all of us to do, by the way, it helps you sleep better, I leave the ebook format on the iPad and I end up with the BookLight. This one I also got from Amazon. I'm not going to shine it in your eyes, but it's a pretty nice intensity. Has a tiny little on and off button at the top. It's not big, and it clips on to your book. And it clips onto your book in a way that for me is much more friendly than some of the other BookLights I've had. I've had a lot of them. Some of them are okay, some of them are great. It also has a neck that's adjustable, so depending on your book or your preference, you can adjust it in a way that works best for you. You can continue to play with it. It doesn't sag, so I had some BookLights that would just kind of flop over time. This one does not. I really enjoy it, and it comes in a variety of little colors. You can get little animals on it and different things. I just got this little polka dot one, but it just sits in my nightstand drawer, so I can tuck it away in the morning. And if you fall asleep and you're on the actual page that you're reading, then you don't forget where you left off. So that's up to you though, because that's not what I do, because then you have to take it off and turn the page every time. So I just try not to fall asleep while I'm reading a book, but I have done it for sure. A bookish candle that I love, and this company is a great company to get them from. They're soy candles by Book Lovers Soy Candles. This is the Sasnak scent, which is basil, lavender, and thyme. Smells lovely. I've talked about it once before, I think on a cozy reading video. Oh, it's so fantastic, and I love this company. I like soys. It burns very clean. You can see it burns very evenly. You can see, so that's also important to me. I'm kind of picky about my candles. They're vegan too, and they're made by Frostbeard Studio. These are about 20 bucks a piece on Amazon for sure. I don't know how much they are from the company direct or from other sources, but they're about $20, $19.50, $19.75. Another brand that I adore, but I don't have any at the moment, is the Paddywax Library Collection. And they have a number of authors, and the Jane Austen candle and the Edgar Allan Poe candle are two of my all-time favorites in this, from this company. The only challenge I have with Paddywax candles are that they are pretty pricey, although they do have the smaller tin versions that have 2 wicks, I think. And the problem I have with that is that they don't burn evenly. So I like the jar one the best, and the jar one is $22.99, whereas the little tins are a little bit cheaper. They have Oscar Wilde, as I said, Jane Austen, Edgar Allan Poe, the Brontes, I think. They have a number of authors, classic authors typically, but I really like them. And when you get the jar candle, they burn pretty clean and evenly. When you get the little tin, that's a little tiny rectangle about this big, maybe about that big, size of my phone, not so much. But the tins are really cute. Here's the size of the jar, so you can kind of see. When it was done, I cleaned it out and I use it for spray, mixed media sprays. But this was the Emily Dickinson one. So you can see what size they are, but they're $22.95, so they're a little bit pricey, but I still do love them. Those are my 2 favorite go-tos. I also love shelf art, and some of my shelf art has nothing to do with books, and some of it does. And so this is one of my favorite little things that I got at Pier 1, I think, years ago. It's a little dog laying down reading a book, and so he's always on my shelves somewhere. And I just love little bookish things that I can pop on my shelves somewhere. I have other art, and of course I have photos and postcards and different things on my shelves, but I really do adore these, and I look for them all the time. So a couple others I have. These are little pewter statues. This is a little girl reading with a teddy bear next to her. You can see that. Let me put it closer. And then this is another little one that I sit next to them. And they're also just good shelf art. I got these from my sister, and they're handcrafted pewter, and I don't know the company that she got them from, but I also have stuffed animals now and again on my shelves. So here's one that is, you can tell who he is. It's one of the wild things, right? And so I got this, I think at Barnes and Noble or somewhere. Maybe I got it with the book set once. I love him. And then somebody asked me once about my Pooh, because he's on one of my intro photos. My Pooh Bear is a Scentsy buddy. My daughter-in-law Mary sells Scentsy. If you are a Scentsy fan and you want Scentsy, I'm happy to put a link below to her Scentsy page. But because he's a Scentsy buddy, he has a little area here in the back that you unzip, and it has a scented pouch that you can replace with other scents. And this one is lemon thyme berry, but he actually came with one that was 100 acre wood, and they really last a long time. Lemon thyme berry is one of my favorite scents. I don't know if they make that one anymore. What happens is I start to love a scent, and then sometimes they take it away for a while and then they bring it back. So I just have to be patient. And then some of you might be wondering, a recent acquisition was the Child, which is also a Scentsy buddy. And so he's a little tiny Yoda with he's very well made. Like, this is a very heavy little jacket. So he sits on my shelf too. And his scent is, that if you want to get one, I think they are available now. It is Mandalorian Air of Adventure. Look how pretty it is too. Yeah. So Scentsy buddies are good for other places in your home too, obviously beds and different things, but I keep mine on the bookshelves because my dogs will think that these are their toys and they will take off with them, and that would not make me happy, and I'm not sure that they should be chewing on something that has a scented pouch in it. So there's that. Look at his little feet. It says Scentsy. So cute. Another thing I really like to do is to keep my bookmarks all in one place. And so for that, I have a mug that I use. This is my Margaret Mitchell mug. There's some photos of her that I got at her apartment in Atlanta. And there's a quote that says, "In a weak moment, I have written a book." So I do love this mug, but I don't necessarily use it for coffee right now. I use it for bookmarks. So anytime I need a bookmark that is in this form or fashion, I can just go in here and pull one out. I make bookmarks now and again. This is one that I made with some sequins and some page protector paper, or yeah, page protectors. I got one night, some kids were selling them for a little fundraiser they were doing for the animal shelter, so I got one from them. And I have others too that I've purchased over the years. A lot of them that I've made, some I get from booksellers, it's from Book Depository. So they're all in one place, which I appreciate, and so I don't have to search for bookmarks. And then I have this little jar, so for when I want a different kind of bookmarks, which I also have this kind, they're all in here because they're like, just, they don't fit as well in the coffee cup. So there are some string bookmarks that I have made, and I have a video about making these. You just string beads on one end and something at the top to hold them in your book. So in this case, a button. So I have those in here. I have, my friend Heidi gave me this one. It's a tiny little cat, and then you can put his little legs over the page of your book so you know where you are. I love that so much. Thanks again, Heidi. I have one somebody else made me that has a big piece of wood on the top. I think Megan and I made these. We did. Megan and I made these one year for gifts for people. She wrote, wishing you inspiration to help you succeed. Yeah, so that was great. We made those a long time ago. Here's another one in that same vein. We just didn't write on this one. I even have one of these. I just love different kinds of bookmarks. This one, you just kind of tuck this, push this open a little bit, and then it tucks over the book. But this one is a great one that I think my sister got me a while ago, made out of different kinds of metal that were fused together. Some have leather. These were some of my favorites that came from Prague when I went last year in this shop I found. So the top has some sort of a little icon, and in this case it's a real scissor. Can you see it? And then it has a little guy, a little clown who's hanging on the bottom. So the joke is that you could cut the scissor and he would fall, or cut the twine and he would fall. They were so fun. I came back and I had gotten one for everybody in the family. And so that was a great shopping experience too. I have one from when I was in child welfare, when I worked for CASA. So it has clay, little clay ornaments with kids' faces on them to remind me of the work I did for them, as the CASA logo, and says CASA, so I keep that one always. And then I actually love these too, and you can get these pretty inexpensively at different places. They're the ones with the magnets inside. So this one says keep calm and carry on. I have several of those. Over time they do deteriorate a little bit, but not too badly. And then this one is just a pretty color and marbled paper maybe, and you can make these too really easily. You just have to buy the magnet stuff on there. So I keep all of those in this little jar because, first of all, Sheldon would eat them. If he had access to them, he would eat the strings off. Oh, this one I got from Oprah, I think. Yeah, when I went to Oprah's studio in Chicago one trip, I got that for her 25th anniversary, and it says, what you do today creates every tomorrow. I have some that aren't in here that have great quotes on them from Jane Austen and Emily Dickinson, and I love them, and I always need one, and then they're always handy, so that makes that easy. Bookish music. There are times when I just want everything quiet and reading, and there are times where I really like to have a little background music, but I don't want it to have a lot of lyric because that will take me away from, and I don't want it to have anything like that I would sing along with because that'll also take me away from what I'm reading. So I look for playlists for book lovers on Spotify, Amazon, and Pandora that are typically, they're labeled for book lovers, and most of the time they're typically instrumental kinds of music. There's jazz for book lovers, there's Mozart for book lovers, I think. There's just lots of playlists that you can go through. Sometimes I choose just like an ambient spa kind of playlist, but I do look at the book lovers playlist because they are typically curated in a way that it represents some of the bookish feel that I'm looking for while I'm reading. So if I'm setting myself up for a cozy reading night, I typically will put on a bookish playlist, grab my bookish candle of whatever kind, create a beverage that works really, really well for me, and then I will engage in the reading of my book. And the last thing is something to drink that is really relaxing and something that I can really savor while I'm reading. And sometimes that's wine, but for the most part, it's usually tea. And so two of my favorite teas are these. This is a Twinings tea called Buttermint. It's an herbal tea, caffeine free, so I will always choose this at night when I'm setting up a cozy reading night. It is a smooth, creamy, vanilla flavored peppermint tea. And so the vanilla just gives it an extra richness that I don't get in a regular peppermint tea. Sometimes peppermint teas, while I love them, can be a little strong and a little like they wake me up a little bit more than I might want, but buttermint is just sweet, and it's just a smoother blend, which I really adore. And I can buy this in bulk at Amazon for my subscribe and save. And so I get about 6 boxes, I think, at a time, which is a lot, but tea lasts a pretty long time, so that's fine. And then another one, Megan got me, but I'd had them years ago too. They're novel teas. Now these are caffeinated. They come in a little pillow pouch. I haven't opened this one yet, but I have several of them too. And they have authors on the front, and they have little quotes. This one says, "Some say life is the thing I prefer reading." There are 5 tea bags in the pillow pouch, and then I think they have a canister and maybe another box version, but they all have literary tags, and then they all on the tags have a different bookish quote. So when I am in the morning reading and don't need to go to sleep soon, I will take a caffeinated novel tea. It's English breakfast tea, and it is brewed by bagladiestea.com. Yeah, here's one example on the back. "You can't get a cup of tea big enough or a book long enough to suit me" by C.S. Lewis. Just great, great gifts for friends who are bookish, but really sets the tone for your reading adventure. I hope you enjoyed this one today. I just felt like giving you a list of or some ideas around bookish things that aren't books, because sometimes we need gifts for others. Sometimes we're looking for something for ourselves to set up a nice cozy reading night. And again, I just think that these are, you can't go wrong. And some of them just help to facilitate your ability to read, no matter if it's day or night, no matter if you're on the beach or if you are here at home, no matter where you might be. These are some ideas to help you be prepared and to have some comfort during your reading adventure. Let me know what your favorite bookish tools and resources are for creating a great reading experience for yourself, no matter where you are and what you're reading. And as always, happy reading. Bye.